Hello, welcome. So today we're going to be taking another dive into r/am I the Borthole. So if you want to judge some big old gaping bortholes with me today, then please do stick around and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please, thank you. And of course, quick disclaimer, any opinions that I give on the post that we read today are just opinions, not facts, do not need to be taken as such. If you have a different opinion, do feel free to leave it in the comments below. That is fabulous. Just make sure that you're keeping it respectful with everyone else in the comments. There is no need to be mean to each other because you do not agree. With that being said, let's get into it then, shall we? So this first one was posted by Rusty Bathtub. What a name. Am I the Borthole for calling out my brother's selective poverty? Oh. My brother suddenly called me last week in a panic, asking for a loan to cover an emergency surgery. I love my brother, so I naturally agreed and loaned him the money so that he could pay the bill in full, but not before calling him out that if he could afford taking his family to a vacation in Europe, he should have an emergency fund to cover his own medical bills, instead of treating me like a bank. He was defensive, but took the money anyway. I thought that was the end of it, but today things took a weird turn. In our family group chat, I saw my brother and his wife discussing plans to apply for the hospital's charity case. Benefits specifically reserved for low-income and impoverished families. Wait, but what, for the surgery? So imagine taking money and saying it's for a surgery and then blatantly discussing asking and applying to something to get funds for the surgery. So clearly you've not used that money on the surgery. And I imagine a surgery is like super expensive in a place where you actually have to pay it up front. So that's a lot of money. What on earth did that money go on? Remember, I already loaned him the money to pay the bill in full. That's where I would have been commenting in that group chat, like, what are you on about? I gave you the money for that surgery. Like, what have you spent it on, mate? Like, hello? When I called them out in the chat for trying to game the system and take resources away from people who actually need them, the family turned on me. Now I'm being painted as the villain for policing their finances, being heartless during a medical crisis, and bringing up the vacation again. No, but the OP is absolutely right. I am all for, like, if you are living in a country where you have to pay for medical care and you're really struggling and you ask family for help, if I was that family member and I had the money to help, I absolutely would. If, however, they were taking the piss and spending the money on stuff that I'm pretty sure was not on the surgery, and then trying to game the system to get money that, you know, somebody else could have had, because I've already friggin' paid for it, I would be calling them out too. And I would expect everyone else to be like, what the hell? What are you doing? Like, what on earth? I mean, to be honest, this explains why the brother feels so emboldened to do this in the first place, because clearly the family have let him get away with stuff like this. Because, yeah, the way they jump in to stick up for him is odd. I already gave them the money, but I refuse to pretend their behaviour is okay. Am I the Borthole? Nope, not one little bit. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like the OP says, if you can pay for a vacation, but you're not leaving yourself an emergency fund, then there is something very wrong there. You should first make sure that you have an emergency fund if you have a family for stuff. I mean, even if you're on your own, it would be better to make sure you have an emergency fund before paying for vacation, obviously. But when you've got a family, that's definitely a big thing you need to be doing and prioritizing if you're in a place where you have to pay for medical care. Because what if one of your kids ends up really ill and you have to pay for that and you don't have the money because you've gone to Europe? Like, what? Of course, I do want to acknowledge that there's some families that can't afford an emergency fund, unfortunately, but obviously that's not what the brother's saying, I think. I think they're saying if you can pay to go to Europe, you should have kept that money back for an emergency fund before going to Europe. You know what I mean? It's like prioritizing. But yeah, I'm not saying like every family can afford to have an emergency fund, because I know that unfortunately in this day and age, that's not feasible all the time, sadly. So down in the comments, Bratney985 says, not the butthole. Don't lend them money again though. Exactly. And then Usual Canary 7764 says, and as for the loan back, he should have applied for the charity before asking for a loan. If he is going to get a loan and still go for the charity, he only needs one, not the butthole OP. And then Situation Mediocre says, yeah, ask outright in group chat where the money is that you loaned him for this specific surgery. Yep, although I have a feeling Opie's probably blocked in that group chat now. So it might be a little bit pointless. So, next post posted by Fantastic Screen 8016. Am I the butthole for supposedly ruining my ex's relationship? Oh, goody. I'd love to hear how. I, 21F, dated my ex, 21M, for about a year. We broke up over a year ago on good terms because we gradually lost feelings for each other. It happens. Around 3 months ago, he started dating a new girl, E. Out of curiosity, I looked at her TikToks a few times, but that was it. I never contacted her or talked about her. However, over the past few weeks, she's been posting TikToks claiming I'm obsessed with her and my ex, which isn't true. I was understandably upset and messaged her asking her to remove the videos. She refused. Meanwhile, people in her comments started comparing us, insulting my appearance and making fun of me. Some of my classmates even saw the posts, which was humiliating. This is very friggin' childish, isn't it? About 2 weeks ago, I told her that if she didn't take the videos down, I'd either report them or reach out to my ex. I ended up messaging him. He isn't very active on social media and always been strongly against online bullying. After I explained the situation, he was upset and said he'd talk to her and get the videos removed. Since then, I don't know exactly what happened between them, but they broke up. Oh, good. I think that's probably for the best. E messaged me afterwards, calling me names and accusing me of ruining her relationship. You ruined your own relationship, you dipshit. There was no need for any of that. Because I wanted my ex back. Now some friends and classmates are saying I'm jealous and broke them up over a few TikTok videos. The thing is, my ex told me he never intended to break up with her. Apparently, their conversation led to a much larger argument about other issues in the relationship that I wasn't involved in. I feel like I had every right to be upset about someone publicly posting videos about me and encouraging harassment. Am I the butthole? No! Like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. The way that people are so comfortable running to places like TikTok and whatnot to air their dirty laundry without thinking about the consequences drives me nuts. Because this is it. She was just basically posting this crap after attention. The OP is obviously not done a single thing that would make her think that she wants him back. Looked at her TikTok twice. Oh, wow. like other people haven't done that before. But yeah, she was after attention. And now she's reaping the consequences because there was just no need for that. Like, that was so silly of a thing to do. And yeah, especially when your boyfriend is not someone who likes social media all that much and is very against social media bullying. Well, tough titties. So down in the comments, that one dude trying says, not the butthole. She thrives on attention and putting others down to raise herself up. It appears if you wanted your ex back, you could have him. OP then says, laughing my butt off, thank you. And then Van Driesen says, not the butthole. You didn't ruin anything. She ruined it all by herself. Exactly. Your ex saw her for who she really is and probably didn't like what he saw. She's a bully, immature, and insecure. Who wants that in a partner? Exactly. If I was with someone and they started slagging off their ex on social media, it would give me the biggest ick. Even if their ex was an absolute thundercunt, I'd still get the ick from it, to be honest with you. Although, I'm a bit of a hypocrite really, aren't I? Because I love hearing about everyone else's drama. But you know what I mean? On Reddit, it's different because it's very anonymous. But on like TikTok and that, where you're directly sending hate to the person that you're bitching about, that's very different. That's what I don't like. It's fair enough to ask for advice and air out a bit of your drama when it's anonymous. But yeah, the whole TikTok thing is a whole different kettle of friggin' fish, isn't it? So, next post, Goblin Pete says, am I the butthole for not congratulating my brother and his partner on their marriage? I, 33F, am the youngest of 4, 2 older brothers, C and R, and an older sister. To make an incredibly long story short, they, mainly sister and R, treated me pretty horrifically growing up, my sister especially. Despite this, as an adult, I have tried many times and failed each time at having a relationship with each of them. So now, for the past few years after spending years of trying, I've chosen to stop and just don't engage with any of them unless I have to. Thankfully, I live in a completely different county to them all, so contact is extremely limited. I got married nearly 3 years ago. We eloped and had a baby last year. C and sister gave wedding gifts after marriage. I think they sent cards after the baby's birth and also sent Christmas gifts. R and his partner did none of this. No card after marriage or baby, and no gift. My baby turns 1 in a few days and nothing has come in the post for her. R did text me over 2 years ago to say a wedding gift was in the works, but it never appeared, whatever it was. I was nearly finished work yesterday, just looking at train times back home, and I got a text from my mother to say R and his long-term partner M got married. They did a registry office marriage in the Netherlands where they live. I was a bit shocked as they've been together for a decade at least, and I just thought marriage wasn't something R, at the very least, had an interest in. I text my husband the news and that was it. I've just went about the rest of my day. Hours later, I got another text from her asking if I got her text, and got a text from my father saying the same news around the same time. This is very typical of them and it honestly just pisses me off. So I text her back, yes, I got your text, but I honestly don't really care about the news. What do you expect me to do? Daughter hasn't received a single thing from either of them, no card or gift of any kind in a year. I never got so much as a card after I got married. Emma's never once texted me congratulating us on F's birth or on our marriage, so why do I need to do the same for them? I hope this much effort is put into reminding them of these events. She responded saying I was being stupid and selfish and a text costs nothing. I agree. Pity the same was never said to them. I mean, to be honest with you, if I grew up with people that treated me horrifically, I wouldn't be sending them any congratulations. I'd be keeping them as far away as humanly possible. You know, they don't deserve it. And it doesn't sound like any apologies have ever been given for the way they treated the OP. They don't exactly go out their way to be nice to them now, so what's the point? It would be pretty fake of the OP to be all over it like, oh, congratulations, when they really don't give a shit. I have been in therapy for the last year and very much hold the belief to put in as much effort to someone as they give me. Since they give me no effort, they get none in return. But Reddit, am I the butthole for not giving a crap about their marriage? No, I don't think so. I think it's fair enough. Like I say, if someone had treated me that badly for my whole life, they wouldn't get a flippin' thing off me, that's for sure. So, down in the comments, Beautiful Chaos Energy says, you're matching their energy. Tell your mum that you're disappointed in her for not demanding other siblings perform basic acts of decency as well. And then Star Soul 3 says, exactly. The issue isn't the text, it's the expectation only goes one way. And I think this kind of highlights why maybe the brothers and sister felt emboldened to treat OP so poorly in the first place. Because if the mum's been maybe turning a blind eye to their behaviour for all this time, yeah, perhaps that's why they treated her so badly. I think if it were me, I would have to like really let loose on the mum here and just be like, you have never said a damn thing when they were treating me awfully, when they were being horrible, and, you know, really go into it because, yeah, it's just not right, is it? So, next post, Tania Hun says, am I the butthole for refusing to appear in an apology video? Well, that's a very strange one. A week ago, a neighbour, 16, unintentionally scratched my car with her bike. She immediately stopped, started crying, and called her mother for assistance. Scratch appeared worse than it actually was, and in store it was simply polished away for a small amount. Since it was an accident, and a very minor one, I didn't charge the girl or her mum. When she apologised, I told her it was alright and advised her to be extra cautious next time, especially around cars. A few days later, her mother wrote that her daughter still feels a bit bad and wishes to offer a more sincere apology. I wrote that everything is good and I don't have any problems with them. She said they would only deliver a cake as a small act of peace. I agreed and thought, okay, that would be sweet. Yeah, that'd be a nice little offering. Why do I have a feeling she's going to want to video it though? That's so weird. When they arrived, girl was holding a cake box in her hands and her mother had a phone. The girl began muttering about taking responsibility and putting things right, but it appeared as though she wanted the earth to engulf her. Then her mum quietly said, "Now give him the cake," and asked if he accepts your apology. I looked at her again and asked if this was being filmed. Her mother said that she wanted to make a video as it serves as an excellent illustration of how young people can take responsibility for their actions. Nope. Mum wants attention off Facebook. That's what that is. Already, you just know, don't you? It's just mum wants attention. This is so gross when people do that, like film their kids doing stuff. Or you know those ones where they film their kids saying something and you just know the kid's been coached to say it before they started filming. And it's like they obviously just want a bit of attention and they're using their kids to get it, and that's really creepy. She said that she could hide my face, but she needed to video me accepting the apology from the daughter. I took the cake and told the girl that everything was okay between us and that I had already accepted her apology that day. Then I turned to her mum and said that I didn't want to be part of the video. She started arguing with me, said that I could have just let her finish properly. But in the end, I just went home. Girl, mum is upset with me now and doesn't even say hello when she sees me. For the sake of good neighbour relations, perhaps I could have waited 30 seconds, but I don't like how a simple apology was transformed into a scene. Girl seemed really uncomfortable. I was filmed without my permission, and I might have looked after it was published as someone who demands apologies from kids. Am I the butthole? No, and it makes me wonder if the mum's got some kind of like family channel or something like that. Gross. Yeah, no, definitely not the butthole. And that poor girl, she clearly didn't want to come and make another apology. The mum has literally just made that up on the spot so that she has an excuse to force her daughter into going and doing that video. And like, what kind of a humiliation ritual is that? It was an accident. The OP was fine about it. The girl apologized. She's shown that she was very remorseful and it was an accident. And it was fine. It was fixed. Like, why do you need to do this? Like, this woman sounds insufferable. And I'm glad that the OP, like, ruined the video for her. And that's another thing. Don't just go to people's houses and start filming them without actually asking if that's okay. That's really incredibly weird. I'd be like, you better delete that. You better show me you're deleting that. I have not given you permission to film me or my house. What are you doing? This is weird. So, down in the comments, Flat Replacement 4828 says, "Not the butthole, that's really creepy and bad parenting." And then the OP says, "That girl looked really sad and embarrassed. She was forced to do it, no doubt." And then Flat Replacement then says, "Parents using children as props for social media should be outlawed." Exactly. Down with family channels. Boo. Like, oh, it's so weird. Like, do you not have a personality of your own? Why have you got to use your kids? Why would you want to open your kids up to the chance of some dirty pedo having those images and those pictures and those videos? Oh, especially now with like all the generative AI bullshit. Like, no, absolutely not. No, thank you. Okay then, so I think that's all we've got time for today. If you made it all the way to the end with me, then I appreciate you very, very much. If you give me a little like, subscribe, notifications on, that is your initiation into the Covenant Void. Welcome. Whatever it is you're doing for the day, I hope you have a really good rest of the day. I am now going to go and get into bed. I have recorded 3 in a row, and it is now 1:20 in the morning. Oh, honestly, I'm such an insomniac though, so it's okay. It's okay. It's not too bad. My cat has been periodically coming and sitting at the end of the bed though, and kind of looking at me like, what is going on here, woman? Like, come on now. She likes to lie on me to go to sleep, so yeah, she is unimpressed right now. I can tell you that for free. Bye!